Hey, what's good, viewer? This is Spanky. This is the first time I'm showing my face on camera. It's beautiful. I know. You can thank me later, or you can just thank me in the comment sections for finally showing my beautiful face. So this is what we came for, is the Hot Toys Groot and Rocket Raccoon. And it also comes with the little Groot in the little pot, the dancing Groot in the end of the movie. I'm going to review them individually. This is the special or exclusive edition from Sideshow if you pre-ordered early. Groot should come with 2 faces and some other special accessories that were exclusive to the pre-order if you did pre-order off Sideshow. I don't think Rocket comes with anything extra. Later down the road, Sideshow announced that they were going to also release the little baby dancing Groot, and that was something that's also exclusive to people who pre-ordered. I will be reviewing them each individually. Let's open it up and look at it real quick. Man, this is a hot toy, so everything is going to be opened up very delicately. It comes in a big brown box, big brown shipping box. It's a slip cover. Slip! Window packaging. Let me scoot closer. So we got the Groot here, Rocket there, and there's a baby Groot. Wow, it's a lot smaller than I imagined. I thought the baby Groot was going to be a lot bigger. But it's not a lot bigger. About the size of my thumb. But it was free! Some bases down here at the bottom that will hold the action figures. Let's open it up! Before we get to the review, we're going to look at the instruction sheet, which actually says, it is labeled, read the instructions before playing or displaying the figure or using it for whatever purpose you are going to use the figure. It comes with warning labels, so I recommend doing it. This shows you all the articulation, shows you all the hands and feet he comes with. The other side is actually the more important side. We see Rocket Raccoon's limitations in his articulation, which is very important because these figures are hand painted and they're not really meant for articulation as much as they are a display. Some important things here. It says do not bend or move the whiskers or they will break. The outfit is not removable. You will damage the figure. Do not use any other hands except the hands you're told to use or else you will damage the figure, and do not try to move the wrists or else you will damage the figure as well. So a lot of do's and don'ts of this figure. It's to be expected with every Hot Toy. If you are new to Hot Toys, they're not really meant for playing with, and they do articulate and they are fun to have, but they are expensive and they're not for kids. They are for adult collectors only. Neck articulation, he barely moves at all. The instructions don't say much about the neck articulation. He can go down about that much, which isn't far, and he can go back about that much. Turning, he has a pretty full range of motion. I'm not going to go any farther than that. There is a bit of a neck pivot here, if you can see it. It's not much, but there is a little bit of neck pivot. 70 degrees only on the arms. That's where the warnings start coming out, and they start telling you not to move any farther out than this. It doesn't really say how far you can move out the shoulder. I'm going to say that much. And going back, it looks like it'll get the same amount. So this is a 100% angle on the elbow. And what they mean by that is about a 90 degree. And that is 100%, about 10% more. And that's starting from here. Ab crunch, it doesn't say much about it at all in the instructions. So we're just going to have a go at it and see what it can do. He does have a little bit there, but because of the clothes and the tough rubber back here, this is actually a pretty solid piece of plastic and rubber right here. It's not going to stay bent at all. And leg articulation, they can go out 70%. I'm going to say it's actually a little bit less than 70%. I feel like going any farther than that, I'm going to rip the cloth. They can kick out about that much. They say 80%. Again, I'm thinking it's a lot less than what the instructions are actually giving you. It can go back a little more than it can forwards. Again, not much. Enough to give him a nice little walking pose there. Knee articulation, the instructions don't say anything about that. It can go about that much. It feels like it could go further, but the cloth actually starts getting bunched up back here. No real warnings about the feet articulation here. And go back down that far and up that far. So we get some really good range out of these feet actually. The tail articulation here, The directions say that it can go around 360, and it just popped off. It can go 360, you gotta be careful for the tail doesn't pop off. I didn't damage the figure or anything, it came on and off really pretty easily. This may not be impressive to some of you, but to me it's pretty impressive. He can actually stand with his tail not touching the ground. So he does not need his tail to support him at all. He can stand without his tail doing that. Hand articulation wise, there's not much to say. He can only swivel. It says specifically in the directions, do not bend at all. The feet are actually able to bend back and forth, as you can see, and they got the swivel, unlike the wrists where you cannot bend them at all. So Rocket is going to come with 3 sets of hands. Here are his basic hands right here. To exchange them, you pull straight out. And the other set that goes with this hand is a little bit more open palm, I assume, so that he can hold the gun with it. And the last hand is just a fist, nothing special to it. Here are Rocket's extra set of feet. I'm not going to put them on just because you'd actually need the Groot to put them on so he can ride his back. I would stop the video to try the pose that these feet are used for, like right here, but I feel like I wouldn't be able to get the pose and I'm too scared to do it without damaging the figure, so I apologize for not trying that out. But getting a close look at the detail in this figure, the face, he looks exactly like a raccoon. I am convinced that he is a raccoon right now. If you're looking at this, you might have thought that a raccoon just attacked your screen, but it didn't. It's just a toy that is painted really well. The whiskers are a little bit messed up, which is kind of unfortunate. On this side, they're all squiggly. I guess that makes it a little bit more realistic. Looking at the teeth there, wow. Just, My only complaint about this is I wish it came with another head sculpt. Was the one during the prison scene where he's on Groot's back, just going like, oh yeah, and then he's just like, ah. So I wish it had kind of like a screaming face, how Groot had a screaming face. I think that would have been a really cool feature. Looking at the side here, you can see all the waves of the hair. The eyes look like real freaking eyes. You can even see the detail on the latches here where it attaches to the shoulder. Just crazy detail. That's all you can really say is wow when you look at all the detail. This is actually real cloth. It is not fake cloth. It's even got some fake dirt on there. I did not drop it or anything. That's fake dirt. Real cloth down here. The rest is rubbery plastic or rubbery rubber. So yeah, and it looks really good. It's stitched really well. No complaints. I think it looks really nice. It completes the figure well. I'm glad that they didn't use rubber on the suit at all or plastic for the suit. I'm glad they went with cloth. I like the way cloth looks and feels. Even on the side here we see lots of detail given. So throughout the body you see light and dark shades of hair all throughout on the legs and on the tail. The tail looks really well done. Not really seeing the rings there. Don't raccoons have rings on their tail? Not sure if he did in the movie. I thought raccoons did have rings on their tail. I may be wrong. And his hands and feet look really raccoon-like. If you've ever seen a raccoon in real life. This is one really impressive looking gun. I'm not sure if he has an actual name for it, but I love the rustic look to it. It's got some nice gunmetal finish and got a nice blue chrome finish here. Shiny metal. I guess it kind of looks like it's been heated, like it just got shot. You know, and it lights up blue. Maybe, I don't know. And we see a little trigger here. And just throughout, all the mechanics look so nice. The scope here looks really nice. You can actually see through it. No, you can't. I'm just kidding. I mean, it looks like some of the parts move, but none of them do. At least the directions don't give any hint that they do, so I'm actually not going to, you know, move around any of the things that even look movable. You often have to force weapons and stuff through their hands, and it feels like you're going to break it. This was a big problem on my Predator, my Samurai Predator. And on here, I just really feel uneasy about shoving this through, and I don't see any other way. You get it past the first set of fingers, and then you gotta squeeze it past the last, and it does hold on really well. So it's a complaint that you have to shove it in, but the upside to it is that it holds fantastically well. So I've been fooling around with it for a few minutes off camera, and there's really no way to actually rest this over his shoulder and have it hold the trigger at the same time, or even this trigger. Just the limitation on the articulation will not allow it. Looking at the promotional picture here, he's actually not putting it around his shoulder, so I'm not going to do that either. There's no actual way to get this arm to stretch across and touch it so he can holster it with two hands, you know. And there's no way to bring this over more than it already is so that he can hold it. So he can pretty much only get this one pose. Here's Rocket's base, reminiscent of Star-Lord's ship. That's what it looks like in my opinion. Comes with a little rod that you just stick in there, and then this piece right here is a little vise that will go around his waist to help hold him. I did not use this for my Groot. I did not like the way it fitted, so let's see if I like the way this one fits. I am much more comfortable with the way the base fits on Rocket. I'll probably display it this way in my DTOF, unlike the Groot. And if I want Rocket to hold his gun, he's definitely going to need the base to hold him up. It's not something I plan on doing, but this little device here will allow you to put the crystal, silver, whatever you want to call it, pole. This will be where Groot's will go, and then Rocket's will attach here. And it does this really cool stance here, this picture I've showed you so many times, where he can actually display on Groot's shoulder, which I may or may not do. I'm not sure if I'm daring enough to do that, but here is the piece right here. As I said, Groot's pole, Rocket's pole, and then you can have them stand up there. That is really neat. Really neat. My overall impressions with Rocket are that he feels too much like an accessory to Groot in the end. He is very well done. The paint is just immaculate. I don't see any issues at all that would make me not like it, you know, just looking at it wise. Articulation is limited as to be expected with any hot toy. Can't hold his gun right. Referring to the pictures that I showed before of him on Groot's side, Groot has a screaming face, but Rocket just has this face. So it would have been really nice if they added a screaming face raccoon or an alternate head. I think that would have made it feel a little bit less like an accessory and more like its own. It feels difficult to justify the price of it because it is more than $100. I don't think I would have been very happy if I had just only gotten Rocket without Groot. Otherwise, I feel really happy if I just got Groot and didn't get Rocket. And that's kind of the difference that I'm feeling right now, is that Groot is good alone. Rocket, you're gonna want to have Groot. If you're just gonna get Rocket, you're not gonna feel satisfied, in my opinion. Like I said before, I already have a Groot review done. I will be doing the baby Groot pot next. This was the middle one. I think that's how I'll order it. Regardless, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace out.